Today, you and I are going to be stress testing MOSFETs for the next 5 or 10 minutes. If that doesn't sound like exhilarating fun to you, well, you're probably just a normal person like the rest of my friends. But for the rest of us, let's get started. The datasheet of this MOSFET says it can survive up to 60 amps if the junction is 100 Celsius, and up to 86 amps if the junction is held at room temperature. We'll see about that. This is a IRLR 8726 MOSFET from Infineon. I will be doing so with a DC load, which I can use the constant current mode to implicitly set the resistance so that exactly 1 amp is being pulled, or 2 amps or 3 amps, as I increase the power. For the supply, I'm using a 12-volt battery. I do have a bench power supply, but that only goes up to 3 amps. Finally, I'll be measuring the voltage across the drain and source. Basically, from that we can calculate how much power the MOSFET is dissipating. One of the goals of this video is to show the importance of proper heat dissipation. Here on this breadboard, I have the same IRLR 8726 MOSFET, and from prior testing, this will get warm to the touch at 2.5 amps and uncomfortably warm at 3 amps. Whereas this one, well, we're about to find out. So without further ado, let's set the load to 5 amps and kick this thing off. About 90 degrees, which isn't really that hot. I mean, it's probably 80 degrees ambient. So I'd say it's handling 5 amps very well. And I forgot to mention the voltage drop is 25 millivolts, which would put the power dissipation at 5 times 25, or about 1/8 of a watt. The RDS on, or the on-state resistance of the MOSFET, is 25 millivolts divided by 5 amps, or 5 milliohms. Alright, 10 amps. The MOSFET's about 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and the voltage drop, 52, about double, so still 5 milliohms. At 15 amps, the voltage drop is 80 millivolts, and the MOSFET is about 120. And that's about all I can get out of this battery under this charge, since the voltage drops to below 10 under load. Well, I went ahead and did 20 amps, and the voltage drop is about 0.12. The MOSFET heating up to 150 Fahrenheit. At 20 amps, the power dissipation is about 2.5 watts. I don't know about you, but for me, there's something very satisfying about seeing a component do its job well. Well, this MOSFET is done for the day. It's driven a 200 watt load, dissipating 2.5 watts, carrying 20 amps at about 9 volts. Now, I'd like to hear from you guys what the biggest MOSFET you've used is, and how many amps you've safely drawn. Well, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.